Welcome back to the channel, or welcome in if this is your first time. My name is Danielle Lord. I'm the founder and principal of Archetype Learning Solutions. And on this channel, we talk about all things employee engagement. Our strategy is simple: engage everyone every day through quality daily interactions. And the other thing that we do on this channel is we don't just say do this. We say do this because, or this is why this is going to work, or this is how this is going to work. So we really take some time to dive into some of these topics that just sometimes are put out in memes or social media posts that really are just platitudes. So we tend to go a little bit deeper into the understanding, the how, the why, the nuances, and the human psychology behind it. So today I am very excited to talk about a client, a past client who called me last night, and she shared with me something that I have never heard her say about how her day went. And she said she had an excellent day. I have a little sticky note here that keeps falling off. So she said she had an excellent day, and it was one of the most exciting things that I had ever heard her say, and I definitely felt a change in her energy. So I was excited to share a little bit about Annette's experience. And I think that what Annette demonstrates is how quickly we can lose our sense of engagement through how we're being treated in the workplace, and how quickly that sense of engagement can rebound when those things change, and how and why they change. So a little bit of a backstory on Annette. Annette was referred to me by somebody that I knew who needed some coaching related to engagement, leadership, because of the work that I've done in this field for many, many years. Well, I don't normally coach. I produce materials and content for coaches and consultants to use, but I decided to go ahead and take Annette as a coaching client because she just really kind of needed somebody to listen and be a sounding board for her as she was going through this deeply troubling emotional experience. So Annette has 50 years of experience in the industry that she was working in. She had risen to up into senior management level roles. She started working in the industry when she was in high school. She went through college, got her degree, and worked in almost every role within this particular industry. So she knew it very, very thoroughly and was very, very experienced. She was tired. She didn't want to necessarily continue in a leadership role, but she wasn't ready to retire. She still had a lot to offer, and so she wanted to come in, share her expertise, and hopefully mentor others. So she was brought in by this particular organization because of her experience, and also because she had a black belt. And so this particular organization wanted to make some quality changes and process changes, so they were very excited about her black belt. About 3 months into Annette's tenure with this organization, they brought in a new manager of the department. And this was a very green manager, and very green in comparison to Annette's skill set. So the manager that they brought in, his name was Robert. Robert had about 10 to 12 years of experience in the field overall, and this was his first management role. And so Annette was very excited. She thought, this is a great opportunity for me to share my expertise to help and be there as a right hand for Robert as he kind of works through his training wheels and gets into his management role. Unfortunately, within about 3 months time frame, so this is about 6 months into Annette's tenure with this particular organization, it became very apparent that there was some tension between Robert and Annette. And Robert started to do all the things that we look to as very poor management skills, and particularly when it comes to engaging employees. So Roberts began demeaning Annette in all of her decisions, and almost everything that she said. Started making some really egregious policy violations to offset and counter anything that Annette was suggesting that they do. Started disinviting Annette to important meetings. I'm telling Annette who she could and could not speak with or engage with in daily conversations, work-related things, etc. So it was far worse than that, but we'll keep it short for the purposes of this video. Point is, about 8-9 months, closing onto a year of Annette's tenure with this organization, she started to become very apathetic. She was losing interest in the work that she was doing. She was kind of coming in doing just the bare minimum to get through the day. She was very, just kind of in a low state emotionally and mentally. And this began to factor into things within her home life as well. So we started to see some of those things that we often talk about when employees our humans are not having those happy brain chemicals, or things that we call the daily dose. So this went on for quite some time. At about the 2-year mark of Annette just really feeling disengaged. This is exactly what happens when employees become disengaged. They just kind of do the bare minimum. We call that passive neglect. Or passive sabotage. We can also have employees who experience very active neglect or active sabotage. But certainly in this case, Annette was experiencing what we call passive sabotage or passive neglect. It was really becoming very apparent, and she was very concerned for her position at that point. So she decided that she was going to take just a leave of absence and see what she could do to give herself some mental and emotional rest so that she could come back hopefully in a better state of mind. So that said, while she was out on this leave, she got a phone call, a very random phone call from a recruiter, and said, "We're looking for somebody, or my client is looking for somebody with your skill set. Would you please come in and interview?" So she interviewed, and she didn't think that she was going to get the position. She thought, well, I'll go in and interview, and it'll just be nice to be able to speak about, remind myself, validate myself about the skills and the expertise and experience that I have. And if I get hired, great. If not, it's going to be okay. So lo and behold, a couple of days before she was supposed to end her leave, she got a phone call back from the organization, and they said, "We really want to bring you into this position. We have so much need for your experience and what we're going through right now. Will you please, accept this position?" So she did, made the decision to leave the Robert and the organization behind and go into this new role. So now she's about 6 or 8 weeks into this new position, and she calls me and she said, "I had an excellent day." And I had never heard Annette say that she had had an excellent day. And it was very exciting to hear the energy, the excitement, and the positivity that Annette had through what she was experiencing in this new role, which was actually good management and active engagement. So she was feeling heard. She was feeling valued. She was getting the resources that she needed to do the work for which she was hired. So there was no role stress. And we've talked about role stress in previous videos. There was a sense of trust. There was a sense of, what are the barriers that you see now 6 or 8 weeks into this position that we need to remove? And she was just over the moon with excitement and happiness and feeling valued, feeling heard, and feeling that her expertise really meant something to the organization. So what I want to leave you with today is, you have a choice as leaders in an organization, leader or manager in an organization. You can leave people feeling complacent, upset, frustrated, anxious. And, I always say the tired, frustrated, stressed, anxious brain does not function at its best. So we can leave people in the state of, "Oh my gosh, what have I gotten into? I can't bear to show up at this place again. I'm feeling nauseated. I'm just going to come in and muddle through my day in hopes that all will be well when I leave and come back the next day." Or you can create the environment where employees have an excellent day, and they are bringing with them the excitement and this fresh sense of the world is open to me and I can really come in here and make a difference. Annette said by the end of that day, she had tackled a whole bunch of work that was sitting there waiting for her to do. She had taken on a new project. She had gotten a new idea. Tired, stressed, frustrated, anxious brain, no more. Now she's got the lens and the ability to think very creatively. And she said, better yet, when she got home, she tackled 2 projects around the house. So the choice is yours, leaders. You can have a complacent, frustrated, stressed bunch of employees who are just doing their best to get by, or you can have an Annette. You can have a whole organization of Annettes, and imagine the power that you have within your organization if you had a whole bunch of Annettes. All that energy, all that creativity, all that engagement, and you could really change the world within your organization. So I hope this message resonates with you. It is possible to create that space for your team members. Even if you've got a complacent bunch here now, you can make a difference. It might take a while. It's going to take a while to rebuild that trust and rebuild the stamina and rebuild the path that's clear and shows employees that I'm really doing this because I want you to feel engaged. But the power is yours, the choice is yours, and you can do that by engaging everybody every day. So thanks for being part of this conversation. I was very excited to bring this story to you because it absolutely hit my heart, and it made me feel so happy and so hopeful that there is opportunity for all of our employees, and we are desperately seeking connection, and we can find that connection through meaningful work and through good happy brain chemicals. So if this content resonates with you, I hope you'll like, share, subscribe to the channel, and I would love to engage with you in conversations through any messages that you want to leave in the chat. All right, until then, I'm Danielle Lord, Principal of Archetype Learning Solutions. And remember, it's all about quality daily interactions and engaging everybody every day. All right, I hope to see you again soon. Bye.